I wanted to introduce you guys to Galago's backstory. He's had quite a history with me. I've had him since he was 3 years old. I bought him straight off the track from Arlington Racetrack. So he's an off-track thoroughbred. I did all the training for the most part myself under the guidance of my lovely trainer. She was wonderful and helped me through every step of the process. But he was great to train. He loved working. He loved to jump. Very smart, picked up things really fast. Very opinionated as well. He's always had an opinion, but that's what I love about him. He tells you when something's wrong, which is good because we're able to catch whenever something wasn't right physically, and he's had a lot of physical issues. His first bout was with a lameness he tore a ligament. I don't even remember which one. It was so long ago, but it was in his front leg, and we took care of it, had to mend it, several months off of work. And then he ended up with some eye problems, and it took us a while to diagnose. He had recurrent uveitis, several bouts with it. It's a very painful condition for horses. It was in his eye, which means they get a lot of pain in their eye. It's swelling. There's a lot of discharge. It's problematic, and it kept happening. Were able to find out by drawing fluid out of the eye that he had leptospirosis, and it was manifesting itself in the recurrent uveitis out of his eye. So that was fun, and we treated him for all of that. Lots of medication and eye creams and things later. We weren't able to save his vision ultimately. He slowly lost vision out of that eye, but he did really well, and he was still able to jump and still able to ride. Wasn't terribly spooky. For the most part, did a really good job. When I ended up moving him to my own property once we had our own farm, he did eventually get an ulcer in that eye, and we decided at that point it wasn't worth saving. We had the eye removed surgically, and that way he didn't feel any pain anymore, and it wasn't helping him anyway because he couldn't see out of it. So he does not have an eye in his right eye anymore. He's also dealt with several other things. He's had ulcers on and off throughout his entire life. We've done several different types of treatment for it. And most recently, he's had 2 surgeries for bladder stones. This poor guy, he's just had so much going on. The bladder stones, we don't know what's causing them. We don't know. I mean, it's usually higher calcium diet, things like that. Once the second surgery happened, we had him on treatments and stuff. Once all of that, we had the second surgery, I removed anything that I could from his diet that had any sort of calcium in it. So all of his the special grains that I had him on for his ulcers to prevent that, and special medications and stuff. I've taken him off everything. All he's on is hay and grass, and even treats. For the most part, he doesn't get apples or anything like that. I just give him peppermints because I know they don't have calcium in it. And so far he's managing, and I think doing pretty well. He's also had some possible neurological condition that we haven't been officially able to diagnose, but there does seem to be that he has some pain issues, which has impacted his ability to ride consistently under saddle. He just, when he's uncomfortable, he'll tell you right away. And I don't push him when he's not comfortable. So he's semi-retired. I ride him when he's comfortable and willing to, but if it's not his day, it's not his day, and I just don't push him. It's not fair to him. But he's had quite the journey with health, the poor guy. But through all this, we've had an incredible bond, and the fact that he's tried all these years for me, and I'm sure he's been in pain, even before maybe we even knew it, and he's just managed as much as he can, and I so appreciate all of his efforts. So, my biggest thank you to him is to be able to give him a nice semi-retired life, and at some point when he's fully retired, that's fine too, as long as he's enjoying his life. That's what I want for him. And we get to continue a slower journey together, so our learning is not done. I'm focusing more on positive reinforcement-based horse training, and I am able to practice some of my skills on the ground with him. The stuff that we can do, what you're supposed to do before you even get into the saddle. So I get to practice all of that with him when I have time, and he loves treats. He loves the attention as long as he's getting treats. So he's a happy boy right now, and he gets to spend the rest of the day when he's not working with me out with his two other brothers, the horses, and they're either eating hay or eating pasture depending on the time of year, and the chickens keep him company. So he's living the good life, retired, and I'm lucky to have him every single day that he's here, because you just, with everything he's got going on, we're lucky, and we're just going to enjoy the time that we have left together. At this point, he's turning 17, I believe, this year. He was born in 2008, so he's an older gentleman, but young to have all the issues he's been having. But we love him, and we're going to continue this positive reinforcement journey together and see how far we can get.